Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Dark Souls. So in the last one we finished off the Chaos Witch Quelaag, and also I did a little bit of farming, not much, but I just wanted to get some Titanite so that I can upgrade my sword a little bit more, so that was nice. So what you can do is there's a bunch of like green slug-like creatures in this swamp that you can kill. They're all around, all over the place, and they drop large Titanite shards, which I got up to 6 from, and green Titanite shards as well, which I got up to 20. So, yeah, I now have quite a bit of Titanite, and also these green Titanite shards can be traded with a certain individual in this game for the regular ones. So, since I have so many green Titanite shards, I probably just won't ever have to buy regular Titanite if I ever want to upgrade another weapon, which saves a few souls, and that's awesome. But now it's time to make our way all the way back to Firelink Shrine. It's not actually that far. It's pretty easy to get back to, although we will have to like go up some elevators and ladders and stuff, so hopefully I don't fall and a death doesn't happen, and that is entirely possible. I've had it happen before, but we already grabbed the Firekeeper soul, which is in this area, so we won't have to worry about that. That would be like the main reason for death, I guess, in this area, is that Firekeeper soul. We'll also have to turn in the Firekeeper soul to upgrade the Estus flask at some point. So these ladders, or elevators, whatever you want to call them, swamp elevators, are kind of easy to fall off if you don't know what you're doing, and I died many times trying to get up those elevators in the past just because, well, you try to jump too early and then you die, because, you know, the jumping controls in this game, they're not great. There's not a dedicated jump button. You have to, like, press the sprint button while you're in sprint mode. It's pretty sketchy. So all in all, I'm really glad that we're out of this swamp now. We're moving on to what should be next is Sen's Funhouse, or Sen's Fortress. I also want to get a secondary weapon. The Baldur Side Sword is going to be like our main deal for most of this playthrough, but I'm also going to get a secondary weapon at some point. I haven't quite decided on what that is, but probably some weapon that's good with dexterity, because that's usually how I like to play characters, is get high dexterity. And we also have to remember to... was it down there? There's a chest that I have to grab because there's like some sort of key I need to get out. I'm really used to playing with the master key every single time I do a run on Dark Souls, which means you don't need this key, but if you play Dark Souls the legit way, you need this, the key to New Londo Ruins, in order to get out of Blighttown. So I'm glad I remembered to grab that, and then there's a quick shortcut back to New Londo Ruins, and New Londo Ruins connects to Firelink Shrine. There's some more of these undead Viking dudes, but they're not too hard to run past. Especially if they all do their roar attack, which I'm not really sure why they do that. Maybe it's just to like intimidate you or something, but they don't swing their club during that roar, so it doesn't seem very like something that really matters a whole lot. So this is the Valley of Drakes area. We might mess around more in this area later, but for now we just need to get back to Firelink, and this is the shortcut. This is why you need the key to New Londo Ruins, otherwise you're not able to access the store. And you have to go, like, I guess through the Valley of Drakes to get anywhere, which kind of sucks. And the Valley of Drakes does, there's shortcuts all over in this game. It's pretty awesome. Like the quick area we ran in between Blighttown and New Londo Ruins, that area, like, links up with the whole forest area. So that's pretty awesome. You can, like, go through the forest and get back to the Undead Parish that way. But that's like the one thing that is awesome about Dark Souls 1 that like didn't really have as much of a appearance in Dark Souls 2 is just like all these areas connect and there's a whole ton of shortcuts to unlock, and it's just kind of cool. It's also cool to be able to teleport between bonfires, and don't get me wrong, I'm really happy once you unlock that ability, which will come in a couple areas from now. We'll unlock that ability. But we're finally back to Firelink Shrine now. So I'll turn in the Firekeeper soul. We have quite a bit of souls to spend as well, so I may as well, you know, level up a couple times, so I'll probably do that. Reinforce our Estus flasks. We're up to +3 already, which is like really quite good. And I think it's time to level up once or twice. Luckily, Sen's Fortress is fairly easy to get to at this point, so we shouldn't have too much trouble. And also, there's a vendor in Sen's Fortress that you can unlock that will sell some additional spells. We will need to get up to 15 intelligence eventually, so I'll need to put one more level in intelligence. I'm just going to do that now so I don't forget, and then level up to the point where it's really hard to get the souls to level up each time, and then, you know, we come up to the point where I need 15 intelligence, and I just won't have it because of lack of souls. So I'll just do that now, even though it's not going to be that helpful right now. In the long run, right now we're using this magic weapon to buff the weapon, right? But there's a better version of magic weapon that we'll be getting, not in Sen's Fortress, but in the next area. And you need 15 intelligence in order to use that. Alright, so this just gets us back to Undead Parish, and Undead Parish connects to Sen's Fortress. So that's where we're going next. Alright, now we got all that out of the way. It's finally time. I will make a quick stop at the blacksmith, I guess, in order to upgrade this weapon a couple times. I can't remember if we gave him the large ember already, but if not, we can do that now as well. So weapons can be upgraded all the way up to +10 now if you have enough Titanite shards. And this is how you go to Sen's Fortress. That's where we're going, and there's a nice convenient bonfire right there, because it's a place where death is certainly possible.
I could smith some mighty weapons with one of those. Why not let me do?
Alright, so we can give Andre the large ember. This is like the best blacksmith in the game. He does so much stuff. So now we can modify our equipment and modify our Barbler side sword into +6, and then reinforce it a couple times, all the way up to +9. Now you need 3 more Titanite shards to get to +10. I could have farmed those and probably like one more run in Blighttown killing some slugs, but it just takes a while to kill them, and I'd rather not. And also, when we get to the top of Sen's Fortress, there's a merchant who sells large Titanite shards, so I'll just be able to buy them. Although it's probably smarter to farm them so you don't, you know, waste a bunch of souls, but whatever. Maybe we'll do that in the future. Alright, it's finally time to make our attempt at Sen's Fortress. It would be really awesome to get through this area without dying, or at least get to the bonfire in Sen's Fortress without dying, so that's going to be like the goal, but I don't know if that's going to happen, especially because I'll be trying to pick up items and stuff on the way. Now there is like a arrow trap that you can step on, and I always use that to do some damage to the serpents, because they have really high defense. Like, our weapon was really powerful. Suddenly it becomes much less so fighting these guys, because their defense is just so high. One of those serpents is almost dead. If I can just stab them both with one hit, both of them are going to go down, because they're both really low health. So these guys, like, just stay really cautious with them and, like, continuously back off. There we go. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Neither of them dropped anything, that's fine. So now we can head into the fortress itself, and, like, there's so much hidden stuff in this fortress. There's a lot of like hidden items and stuff, and I'll try to grab some of it. Not all of it though, because not all of it is necessary. But the first thing to grab is right down here. Actually, you can jump down. I guess we'll just go ahead and do that. Take a nice chunk of damage from jumping down there. And there's also a Titanite demon. So if you kill that guy, he'll drop demon Titanite, but he's pretty hard to kill. At our current level anyway. He's actually really easy to kill if you have either like magic or pyromancy. He's kind of a joke, but kind of hard to kill with melee anyway, if you don't have good armor. So there's an item up here, which is the large soul of a proud knight, and that's actually not all. You can go through here. There's a hidden wall, and there's another ladder up to the top. And up at the top there is a giant, and I don't think I'm gonna mess with him, honestly, because he has a pretty good chance of killing me, because he has a number of attacks that are quite easy to dodge, but then he has like this one frenzy attack that just eats through your stamina and knocks down your shield and pretty much kills you if you get hit by it. So this is another one of those enemies, pretty easy to take out with magic, but kind of a pain to deal with melee if he does his one like crazy frenzy attack that more often kills me than doesn't on these like melee focused characters. So I'm not going to mess with him. Kind of taking the coward's way out here, but whatever. But he only drops a Titanite chunk, so that's the main reason I don't want to mess with him, is the reward just isn't that good. Titanite chunks are used to upgrade weapons past +10. But we will be unlocking a really easy way to farm lots of Titanite chunks in not too long. So that's why I'm not worried about killing that dude. We got a bloodstain here, so it looks like someone died. Kinda sucks for them. So there's another pressure plate here, and another arrow trap, which will just kill the snake. Or you can fight him man-to-man, but it's way easier to do it that way. What's in here? 2 large titanite shards. Okay, so we only need 1 more to upgrade the sword to plus 10, which is the maximum that we can do for now. Or, alternatively, could use it on the shield, I guess. So that guy will get owned by a boulder. Honestly, don't feel that bad for him. So there's another one of those snakes that, like, shoots lightning up here. He's also going to get owned by a boulder. Oh, we're not dead, are we? Good, 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 good. I probably should have, like, taken care of that snake before running up here, honestly, but... yeah, he's dead. You just gotta lure him out and they get destroyed by these boulders. It's awesome. Alright, what's in this chest? Ring of steel protection. We'll go ahead and put that on just because we don't have a second ring right now. It adds like a bunch of armor. I'm not sure what the exact numbers are, but it's a decent amount. Now another thing you can do is you can jump down there, and I guess we might as well go ahead and do that. There are going to be some snakes. There's also a weapon here called the Shodel, which I've heard is kind of cool. What that weapon does is it has an attack that can just like attack through shields or attack around shields or something, so it just ignores shields apparently. So that sounds like something pretty awesome, but we already have a decent weapon here. So we'll kill these snake fools. I stunned him there. I guess I could have just gone for another attack. So this guy's dead. Now we can talk to this guy. His name is Siegmeyer, I think, of Katarina.
Oh, forgive me. I was absorbed in thought. I am Siegmeyer of Katarina. Quite honestly, I've run flat up against a wall. For a ball, to be precise. I must say, I'm a bit too tough to be outrunning those things. So here I sit in quite a pickle, weighing my options, so to speak.
So this guy, aside from being just awesome in so many ways, he has kind of like a quest involved with him that I'll try to be doing. Does he have any other dialogue?
Perhaps I could try some rolling. Ah, no problem. My head was spinning.
I think that's it. You gotta make sure to go through all the dialogue with these characters. But this guy and his daughter as well have a very interesting, like, well, I don't know if interesting is the operative word, but they have a kind of quest involved, and you can meet him on several locations and talk to him, and if you do that a bunch of times, then you can get a reward, and the reward is actually really good. So I will be trying to complete that quest, which is more involved than just talking to him a couple times in some locations. The last time you talk to him, you have to like help him out, and it's kind of tricky to do, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Alright, that boulder is passed, so I'm going to wait here because there's another boulder coming down, but there's a door farther up that we need to go through. Alright, let's do this. So there's probably not that many items I'm going to like go out of my way to grab, but there are a couple important things in Sen's Fortress. Aside from that ring of steel protection, there's another very important ring to grab that I will be trying to get. I was hoping that arrow trap would like hurt the snake dude, but it just completely missed him. So that's kind of depressing. Alright. This shield is just so tanky. It takes hardly any stamina damage when you like block attacks from enemies. That's why I love the baller shield. Okay, so now we want to go this way and follow the boulder down, and that might seem like a terrible thing to do, and honestly it might still be, but we're gonna be running down here, and all these boulders are just gonna fall harmlessly into a pit. So we're also going to fall into this pit, and what should happen, sometimes it takes a couple boulders to recognize that you're down here, but what should happen is the boulders should start to get stuck like that, yeah. And then eventually these boulders will pile up and they'll break out the back wall, and that's when you unlock something pretty cool. So a couple more boulders and then one will smash through the back wall. So while that's happening, what we can do is go into this room here. And this looks like just your standard everyday chest, but it's not, because how you recognize a mimic in this game is the chain is going to look slightly different. And normally the chain is like folded into a bit of a crescent moon shape, I guess. But this time the chain is askew, and when the chain is askew, what that means it's the mimic. I don't know why the mimics haven't caught on to this and don't just like put their chains the way a normal person would, but yeah, this is not a chest, it's a monster. But you still want to kill it, because mimic chests, even though they're not chests, they still drop items when you kill them. So mimics are very easy to kill, because their attacks are slow and very easy to dodge. So we shouldn't have too much of a problem fighting this fool. There we go. And he's going to drop a weapon, which is going to be the lightning spear. Now, for a lot of people, this is like their best weapon at this point in the game, and it's definitely not a bad one, and I'm not sure if I should use it or not, honestly. It might be a little bit better than the baller sword, but I just really like the baller sword. We can check it out, though. So the baller sword does, looks like 152 damage, and then 59 extra damage from scaling. And the lightning spear, if we can find it, is going to do like regular damage and lightning damage. Yeah, 288 total damage. So I think this is actually a little bit better for right now. But the problem with the lightning spear is you can't buff it. So I can't like put magic weapon on the lightning spear, which is okay because magic weapon isn't very strong, but like the next weapon buff we're going to get is a little bit better. But we'll use the lightning spear through the fortress at least. Alright, so that's the elevator up. You don't want to stay on that elevator because it goes up to the top and there's spikes there, so you get crushed by the spikes and it really hurts. Okay. I think that is about going to do it for items that we're going to collect, at least for now. So now we finally get to this annoying boulder mechanism. What we can do is change the path of the boulder, and you can make it roll down different paths, and if you make it roll down here, it's completely harmless. It'll just like fall into the abyss. Now this is an down there's a really important item that we'll grab later actually, but if the boulder rolls down here, well, for one, it's like completely crushing a snake, so I'm kind of tempted to just like leave the boulder rolling down there for a little while, because it's doing work against the snake down here, so I won't have to fight him. But the snake's almost dead, so we'll go ahead and move the boulder. But rolling the boulder down there is actually going to open up a pretty cool path. And one that, now that I think about it, I'm going to have to go down this path. So I think this is the way that we came up to get into the boulder room, but if you go farther down and let the boulder roll through here, what's going to happen is there's going to be a snake. Oh, I completely failed on the parries. I don't know these guys' attacks very well because I typically don't spend too much time in Sense Fortress because it's not exactly very fun. You know, come to think of it, I think our side sword might even be better. But there is a man stuck in this cage, and unfortunately, this is not going to be very convenient because I don't have the master key. If I had the master key, I could just unlock this cage and set him free, but we don't have it.
I am Logan. I'm a bit cooped up, as you can see. I have a bright idea. Suppose you set me free. I'm old and empty-handed, but I could repay you with knowledge and sorcery. This place is melting my mind. The inactivity is repressed.
So I actually do have to set this guy free, now that I think about it. At first I was like, you know, we're not a sorcerer, we don't need to set free Logan, but we do actually have to set free Logan, and the reason for that is, well, he sells the best magic weapon buff in the game. Right now we're using regular magic weapon. The next version of it is called Great Magic Weapon. The final version of it is called Crystal Magic Weapon, and it is sold by Logan, who is the guy that's in that cage. So if we want to get the best magic weapon in the game, we're going to have to set him free. And he doesn't sell it right away, he doesn't sell it till later in the game, but he does eventually sell it. Oh, I was afraid that was going to happen. Oh, man. So what happened is, after a while, I'm not sure like what exactly causes this, but the dumb boulder mechanism will like move back, and I'm not sure why it moves back. It's quite mystifying, honestly, why the boulder decides to move back into its original location. But if you wait too long, it will move back, and then it'll crush you when you're climbing up the path to get back to the boulder. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So I'm just gonna run through all this jazz. Not too worried about fighting any of these snake guys. I'm just gonna run through everything and try to make our way back to where we were at. Probably back to that room with the mimic, and then take the elevator up, because that's the safe way. You can run through the boulder. If the boulder only hits you once, it won't kill you. But if the boulder like rolls on top of you and gets you in a corner and then hits you multiple times, like is what happened when I died just there, you will die. So just to be on the safe side, we're gonna run through that like mimic room again, because I think that's gonna cause like the least amount of death. I don't believe the snake down here respawns, but the snake that throws lightning at you does respawn. We're gonna go back to the Baldur Side Sword, because I just like it a little bit better. So I don't think the snake will even follow you if you just like run through here. I believe he doesn't anyway. Unfortunately, this snake does respawn. I guess I could try to parry him. Oh no, the snake does follow you. Okay, shoot. I wasn't really expecting that. So this is not a great situation to be in with two snakes, as you might be able to imagine. I need my stamina to regenerate a little bit faster. There we go. I can hit both of them with the Baldur Side Sword stab attack, though, so that's pretty awesome. Okay, you're done. That wasn't too bad. Okay, so we get all of our souls back, which is awesome. So we'll have to run down to the bottom yet again, because unfortunately the boulders were moved. So yeah, the boulder being in a position where it's not going to kill you is not permanent, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and go up this elevator. Mimic doesn't respawn, which kind of sucks, because it'd be cool to get 2 lightning spears, I guess. You could like dual wield lightning spears. I've never seen anyone do that before, but I think it's possible, because you can just buy a regular spear and then, you know, turn it into a lightning spear, because you can enchant anything with lightning. Alright, back up to the top we go. Oh, that's the wrong way. So I'm not sure how this opens. Apparently you can open this from the back side, and this is like a shortcut to somewhere. I have no idea, though. I've never found what exactly causes that path to open up, because I've never come at that from the back side. So what we can do now is just go straight up to the top. We'll have to come back down to free Logan, but there's no point in doing that now, because you need a key to unlock his cage, and the key is later on in the fortress, at a stage where we're not at yet. I'm going to buff up my sword again here, because we're going to have to fight another snake pretty soon, or a couple snakes even. So these ones, yeah, the swinging axes can be a little bit tricky to dodge sometimes. Oh man, if that hit, he would probably be dead. So there's another snake that's like right behind us right now. I'm hoping he doesn't come at us, because that would be bad. There we go. If we didn't have the Baldur shield right now, this would be way harder than it is. Back off. Back off. One thing these snakes with like the 3 swords can do is they can like jump on your head, and it kills you in 1 hit. So you have to be kind of careful with that attack. I've only had it happen to me once. Apparently it's really rare, but it can happen. So I was a little bit nervous, but on the surface I was calm and ready. I'm just gonna back off, wait for the stamina to regen. Looks like the snake's gonna do the same thing though. Our magic weapon wore off, but it's gonna take like 2 hits to kill him either way, so. There we go. Alright, he's done. I think this is 2 large Titanite shards? Yeah. Alright, so we now have enough Titanite shards to upgrade our weapon all the way, and start upgrading the shield as well, which is awesome. But we have to go back to our friend Andre, unfortunately, to upgrade the shield. I can upgrade the weapon at a bonfire, but I cannot do so with the shield. I don't have any ranged attacks, so I'm just gonna have to run past the snake. So if he hits us with the lightning, get out of my body, man. If he hits us with lightning, we're falling all the way back down to the floor of the fortress, and that results in death typically. Yeah, like that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. Alright, I'm just gonna run through the Sen's fortress and ignore everything. I'll be back when I'm at the top. Alright, we finally made it to the top of this dumb fortress. So, at this point, what we get to do is we get to get sweet, sweet revenge on this snake. Oh man, this guy has caused me so much pain, making me fall off in the past. Now you get to make him fall off, and it's beautiful. Alright, so now that we're at the top of the fortress, we're pretty much home free. The bonfire in Sen Fortress is very close by, so you can just like make a run for that. And there's a bunch of stuff to do at the top of the fortress as well, but first things first, we're just gonna make a beeline for this bonfire. And after the bonfire is lit, we can do some stuff, which is wonderful. Now, when you're on the top of the Sen's Fortress, until you kill him, there's going to be a giant lobbing fireballs at you. So what we're going to do first of all is become human, because this giant is kind of a pain to kill. However, there's a summon in this area, an NPC summon anyway, not a human summon. There might be human summons in this area. I've never seen one personally. I don't think people really leave summon signs in Sen's Fortress. I'm sure it's happened in the past. I've actually tried to be summoned here myself, because I was trying to get bosses done to join the Warriors of the Sun Covenant, and I left it for like an hour, went and made lunch, and no one summoned me. So I guess people just don't really use this place for human summons. And there are quite a few people who still play Dark Souls. Like if you're a human in one of the more popular areas, you'll get invaded within a couple minutes. So there are still quite a few people who play the PC version anyway. And like, for example, here's a human summon. We're not going to summon him, but it's interesting. Kind of interesting how I said I'd never seen a summon before, and boom, there's one, like right off the bat. Part of it is your level range. You can only summon people that are like within 10 levels plus 10% of your level of your current soul level, I believe. So you're pretty limited as to who you can summon. So it just kind of depends on what level everyone is around you. Alright, so we're going to be summoning the NPC here, probably the second NPC. Yeah, because we summoned Maneater Mildred. I haven't used Solaire yet. I will eventually use Solaire for probably one boss. There's one boss that I have in mind that I would like to use him for. But for this boss, we'll summon Iron Tarkus. Now this boss is the Iron Golem, and he's kind of a joke, honestly. Whether you have the Phantom here or not, the boss is like... there's a strategy that you can use to make him fall off the edge, and that's kind of how you cheese the boss, is you can kill him with like 2 swings of your sword, even if it's not a very particularly powerful weapon. So most bosses have strategies that make them, I guess, cheesable is the right term. That's what I like to use. Alright, so we're going to try to push Iron Tarkus out here. And this is the main reason I summoned Iron Tarkus, because I want him to kill this giant up at the top. Go get him. Go get him. Sometimes the phantoms in this game are just really passive, and they'd rather not, you know, fight the enemies for whatever reason. Iron Tarkus is actually getting messed up, man. So I think I need to go help him out, but this giant just has like a ton of health, so that's why I kind of wanted Tarkus to help me out here. Eventually the giant should get like tired and fall over. But you can see like how much damage Tarkus is doing. Like this giant has a lot of armor, because my sword would normally do like 3 times this, but it's only doing like 80s against him, and Tarkus just messed him up. So he drops a chunk. All the giants drop chunks in this area, I believe. Like the giant that you kill over by the bridge at the beginning. There's a giant over there. This giant is the jerk that's throwing those giant rock balls at you the entire time when you're coming through the fortress. You can kill him with a bow and arrow, but if he drops an item, I don't think there's any way to pick it up. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and kill the boss of this area, which is the Iron Golem, which again, like I said, is kind of a joke boss. It's not a very difficult fight. So I'm going to go ahead and use Power Within. and get owned by air. And I'm going to use magic weapon as well. Alright, so now we're ready for this fight. So, this is the Iron Golem. He's not a particularly difficult fight like a lot of the bosses in the game. If you want to fight him the legit way, literally you just stand under his crotch. And it's pretty easy from that point on. Now, Iron Tarkus, like, on his own, will typically mess this boss up. He does a lot of damage, but like all NPC phantoms, sometimes the AI isn't amazing, and he'll just kind of derp out and stand there and not really attack the boss at all, so sometimes that can happen. But anyway, we'll take out this Iron Golem pretty quickly. You just slash at his knees for a while, and then he'll fall over. So this is kind of why this boss is a joke, you know? You can do this on your own. You don't even need Tarkus with you, but you can just get him to fall over, and then just go ham on his legs. You can see how Iron Tarkus' AI is lacking a little bit, because he just, you know, the boss was standing there vulnerable. I don't think Tarkus took one swing of his sword while the boss was on the ground. But anyway, that was the Iron Golem. He may have my vote for the easiest boss in the game. I don't know. He's not too bad. But a nice 40,000 souls for killing him, which is just beautiful. So Tarkus is now gone forever. So that's kind of sad to see him go. I mean, I hate to see him go, but I love to watch him leave. So we'll go ahead and get this key that we need to unlock the cell for Big Hat Logan, because Logan's a beast. And also, there's a couple items that you can grab at the top of Sense Fortress that I'll go ahead and pick up. I hope there's nothing that I miss. There may be like a couple items on the top of Sense Fortress that I don't know how to grab. That's entirely possible, but I'll try not to miss anything. So this merchant right here, normally he would be really useful. He's just a merchant. I don't think he has anything terribly useful to say. He does sell green blossoms, but these items are really easy to farm from enemies if you want to do that. He sells large Titanite shards, which is awesome. He's the first vendor in the game to sell them, and also green Titanite shards. But they're a little bit overpriced. You can buy them cheaper from additional vendors, and we already have enough large Titanite shards to upgrade my weapon. But normally I go to this guy to buy the Balder Shield, but we already got the Balder Shield as a drop, so we don't need to do that. He also sells the Katarina set, and the Steel Armor set, and the Balder set. So his best item that he sells is the Balder Shield, and normally I would buy that at this point in time, but I already have it, so I'm not going to. So we run all the way down to the bottom here, which is quite a run, and it's kind of tempting just to jump off the side, but it's a long drop, so it's probably not the best idea. And then there's a snake down here, who immediately starts casting lightning. But luckily he has like 0 poise, so it's really easy just to stun lock him with any sort of decent damage weapon, and we pick up the cage key. And this is used both to unlock a shortcut back down to the beginning of Sense Fortress, and it's also used to free Logan. So I'm going to go ahead and free Logan now, and also unlock the shortcut to the beginning of Sense Fortress. And I guess there are a couple more items to pick up in Sense Fortress, so I'll do that really quickly. There's a ring you can pick up and a rapier that you can pick up that apparently a lot of people like and say it's a really good weapon. So, you know, as I said, I'm looking for a secondary weapon, so maybe I might use this one that we're about to pick up and give it a try, because I've never tried it before. And it's always fun to try new weapons, right? Drink up with our Estus, make sure we're full. So there's a Joker down here. This is a Balder Knight. This is another place that you can farm for the Balder Knight side sword. I was trying to do a jumping attack on that guy, but it just did not work at all. Luckily, he has no poise either, so it's pretty easy to just stun lock him as well. And there's another Balder Knight here guarding the chest. They have a lot of health, so like these guys are significantly stronger than the Balder Knights in the Undead Parish. They have, looks like, around 400 health. The ones in the Parish have like 150. So these guys are harder to kill, but they're very close to a bonfire, so you can like use Homeward Bones and then just drop down here, kill 2 Balder Knights. And maybe they have a better drop rate for the sword because they're a higher level. I don't know if that's true or not, but I wouldn't be surprised. Alright, so we'll go pick up a couple items and then make our way back down to the beginning of the fortress. Hopefully not die, because I have a lot of souls on me right now, and I'm also human. Although, at some point I will want to kill myself. because you don't want to be human in the next area, because you're going to get invaded. And normally I wouldn't mind getting invaded that much, but the next area is kind of a pain to get invaded in, so I'd rather not, if at all possible. Oh, I wasn't expecting that second mace swing. Alright, he does 2 swings, it looks like, and then you back off. Only 1 that time? Alright. Try to Estus against me? That's not gonna work. This guy will respawn, and you can actually use him to farm large Titanite shards. He has a really high chance of dropping them when you kill him, so that's another place to farm large Titanite shards. Again, you can just buy them at this point in the game, and souls are kind of whatever. It's nice to level up some, but there's only so much leveling up that you really have to do in order to beat the game. So this dude right here is named Ricard, and he will drop the Ricard's Rapier, which is like the weapon I've been talking about a little bit. So this weapon, I might give it a chance. I've heard it's really good. I've never used it myself, so I really have no idea how good or good it isn't. So this guy's like really quick with his Rapier and his buckler and all, but he has like kind of a slow roll. So if you stab him while he's trying to get up from his roll, that's when he's at the most vulnerable. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So many deaths in this episode. I'm so sad. Anyway, yeah, that happens. Alright, let's go all the way back up. Pick up those 59,000 souls, because I'd rather not lose them if at all possible. But luckily that the giant won't respawn, so there's not going to be any more fireballs crashing on your head. So that makes things significantly easier, I would say. To be honest with you, I did not know Ricard could parry. I kill this guy every single playthrough. I've never had him parry before, so I guess we'll try not to get parried. That's really the only solution I have for this problem. But on the bright side, maybe we can get this guy to drop another large Titanite shard. That would be pretty helpful. So this guy is pretty easy to kill, and he does not parry. So that's pretty awesome. Makes him a lot easier to deal with. Move your shield out of the way. No. No, that is not allowed. No large Titanite shard this time. Okay, so that at least determines that he doesn't drop them 100% of the time, but it is pretty common. Alright, let's go pick up our souls and put an end to this Ricard, because I'm done with this guy. I've had enough of him. Alright, I'm going to power within. I'm coming to like really love this power within pyromancy. It helps so much. And magic weapon. So this time, when we stab Ricard, it should hurt. Yeah, 208 damage. How about that? You weren't expecting that, were you? So I'm going to kill this guy in 4 hits, providing he doesn't parry me. There we go. Alright, so that was Ricard. Much easier when you're all buffed up and doing a lot of damage. He drops Ricard's Rapier, which I've heard so many times is like truly amazing. Never used it myself before. It's definitely a dexterity weapon. It requires 20 dexterity in order to use. Luckily, we already have that. I'm not sure, really sure why we have that, but we have that. And yeah, apparently it's really good if you upgrade it all the way. So I might give it a shot. Might have that as like a secondary weapon of sorts. So here we get a Divine Blessing, which is like full HP. But when you use it, it's gone. It's not like Estus, which are replenishable, and a Rare Ring of Sacrifice, which will come in handy later on in the game. We're up to 64,000 souls, which is a lot. So it might be a good idea at this point to like quickly run to the bonfire and rest up, so we don't lose souls upon death. So I'm gonna do that really quickly, and then we'll make our way. We'll be making our way downtown. But more specifically, making our way back to the beginning of the fortress, freeing Logan, and then being done with this area at long last. I find the next area a lot more fun, so I'll just say that. Okay, level up intelligence to 15, because 15 intelligence unlocks a great magic weapon, which we'll get fairly soon. 25 endurance. Endurance is just important on so many levels. We'll probably go for 25 vitality next for some extra health. And that's like the perfect amount of souls. We're down to almost no souls. So if we do die, we have no humanity and almost no souls. So it's not really that important. The only time I really hate dying is when there's like a whole ton of humanity and then you die in a spot that's very annoying to get back to. Kind of like when we died with that Firekeeper soul in Blighttown and lost 6 humanity. That was annoying. But that's okay. You only truly need like enough humanity or a ton of humanity if you're looking to upgrade one of the covenants in this game, which we will be doing at some point, but we only need 30 humanity for that. And well, I'm not sure how much we have now, around 17. And then I think we'll have a couple twin humanities as well, so like somewhere in the vicinity of like 21, 23 humanity is how much we have right now, and we're still like fairly early on in the game, so there will be plenty of opportunities to get more. Alright, we just have to make this run one last time. One last time, and you can always use that shortcut now, and go up that cage just to the top of Sen's Fortress, so there's no more, you know, climbing up rickety ladders anymore, which is just beautiful. We're just going to run past these 2 snakes as well, because they're kind of annoying, so I'd rather not have to deal with their stuff right now. Okay, so I'm not sure if the boulder mechanism reset. It probably did. So just to play it safe, I'm going to run down here, but I did change the boulder mechanism, of course, to move in a direction that doesn't attempt to kill you. But just to avoid another death, I'm going to go up the safe way. Up this elevator. Looks like the elevators are all the way up to the top right now. But it seems like that boulder mechanism, if you leave it alone, it always defaults to rolling down the path here with those snakes. Those snakes tried to get at me, but we escaped with our lives. Beautiful. Okay, so now we want to turn the boulder mechanism so that it comes down this path. And then we can free Logan, because I believe we do have to break open the wall again. The wall, like, it resets. Yeah, okay, so this time the boulder did not reset, because it would be going down this way if we were in danger earlier on. Okay, let's just make sure this wall is broken down. Yeah, we can definitely see the light of day through there. The boulder's messing up the snake, which is always a good thing, so we can go ahead and, I guess, roll the boulder this way. That's fine. It's not hurting anyone down that path. And let's go free Logan, and also there's like a soul of a great hero or something in another one of these cages, which is like 10,000 souls when you pop it, so that's a pretty decent reward. You tried and died. Okay, so Logan, I'm sure, will be like eternally grateful to get out of here. And now we can buy spells from him.
Oh, heavens. Thank you. I'm saying, and not to resume my troubles, but I must welcome you first, and I will with you. I will return to Firelink Shrine. Speak with me then, so that I may impart my sorcery.
So if you talk to Logan in Firelink Shrine, you can buy spells from him now. The spell that we want, though, he does not sell in Firelink Shrine. You have to wait till he moves on to the next area, and then you can buy it from him then. And the spell that we really want, what we really want from him, is Crystal Magic Weapon, which is just awesome. It's like, I'm not sure how much magic damage it is. I think it scales with what your intelligence level is, but it's very powerful. So I'm looking forward to getting a hold of that spell, but for now... Oh, I'm an idiot! I moved the boulder back to here. Why would I do such a thing? Anyway, we can just use the cage shortcut to get up to the top of Sen's Fortress. So I will meet you guys next time, and we will be making our way to the next area of the game, which is called Anor Londo. And I'm really looking forward to it, because it's a lot more fun than Sen's Fortress. So anyway, we'll be back then. So until then, yeah, have a good one.